Hello, my friends. Here is the much asked for updated homeschool space tour. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Christine. I am a homeschooling mom of 3 kiddos, and we live in New Zealand in a pretty average sized home. We don't have a dedicated homeschool room, but we do utilize our living space very much to be conducive to homeschooling. So I'm just going to show you how we use it. This is our living room. This is our sofa, and we've got a couple of chairs. When we moved into this house, that little area out there was an enclosed patio, and we converted it so that there was like a big ranch slider here, and we carpeted in there and painted and everything. So now it's extended our living area, and we have our television there. So I'm just going to take you through and show you where I store things and where we work. And we've changed things up for the new school year this year, so it's going to be fun. So first of all, we call this the playroom / office, and that's exactly what it is. So the kids have got school and play stuff here, and then my office is over here, which is always a mess. I didn't even really bother cleaning that up because it's a very used area. So first of all, we've got these cubbies here, and this is a new setup for us this year. So in here, we've got books and toys, and above each of these baskets has got the kids' school stuff in it. So each child has a basket. So this is Jack's. He's got his pencil case in there with all the stuff he needs. His nature notebook, reader, like everything for school is in here. Math book, like all sorts. He's got in here. So that's all of Jack's stuff. And then Charlotte has her stuff in here, which this is just things that I'll pull from throughout the year. This is her morning menu. I made this the other day. And then this is Annie's stuff here. So this is all her school things. She's currently using her pencil case. That's why it's not in here. And so that's for 2nd grade, preschool, and kindergarten. And when I say preschool, she's 3. That's really, we're not doing formal work this year. This is just to help her feel included and give her something to do when we're doing school. And then down here, I've got these cubes, and this I set up to be used during school for my youngest. She can pull from here, and during rest time my kids use these. They're allowed to take like 1 cube to their room and play with whatever's in there for the duration of rest time. So I've got like these little connect things in here. We've got play food and stuff in there. In here we've got our railroad tracks. And then in here, there's like puzzles, and this probably needs a bit of a tidy up actually, but like puzzles and felt and like little activity kind of things, dress ups, all in there. Then down the bottom, we've got like all the little dolls, and there's like little animals and all sorts in there. And this one is coloring stuff. So just like scrap paper and things like that. And then in these two are where I keep our picture books. So those are in there. There's a couple in there. And the kids also have some in their rooms as well, but that's where I keep the bulk of them. So that's our cube unit there. And then the most recent addition to this room is this little play table. We had a play table in here previously. If you've been following me for a while, you would know that. We had that one for ages. It was a little round one, but my kids outgrew it, and I really still wanted a play table for them because they use it a lot. And so I had this old IKEA desktop in the garage, and so my husband just got these legs from the hardware store, and he cut them down. They are metal. So he cut them down so that it was the right height for the kids. And then I got these stools they were $13 each from Kmart, and I'm really, really happy with them. They're very sturdy. And these are also from Kmart. I think they're in like the garden section or the craft section. I don't know. I've had them for a long time. And this, sorry, the lighting's a bit hard in here because it's so bright. This seats all 3 of them really well. I'm very, very pleased with it. So, that is where the girls do a lot of coloring. They use this area a lot. This area kind of has a double function. It's got my vacuum and mop there, but this is also where I keep a lot of homeschooling supplies. This could do with me going through it because it's kind of got stuff just stored in here. But most of the things I'm not using like during the year, I put in the shed. But I also like to store things that I'm going to pull like later on in the year. For instance, here's a science unit we're going to do later this year. I kept it in here. So I've got like our Osmo game things up there. Board games that don't fit in our board game drawers. And that kind of stuff there. The girls' Play-Doh kits, which really need to be cleaned up. They're looking a bit worse for wear. And then in here, I just store like extra craft stuff. There's paper in there. I've got like all my binding supplies in there too. All the binding spines. So this is kind of like a storage cupboard, really. It's not anything very exciting. And then we move into, so here's the living room. It's another view of it. The living space, and this is probably like my favorite corner in the whole house. I got these chairs off of Trade Me, which is kind of like eBay over here in New Zealand, and I love them. One day I would love to have them recovered, but they're perfectly fine in the meantime. And this is where I sit and do a lot of like read alouds, and this is where I do my quiet time in the morning. I just love this little corner. And then we've got a box there that's full of our blankets that the kids pull out and sit under on the couch. But this is our main bookcase, so I keep like all of our read aloud books and chapter books here. We've got a globe up there. I love that globe. I purchased that last year, and we've really enjoyed it. And then I have like a little display book up there. I probably should change that out. We've had that on display for like a year, so I might find another one that's pretty and put it up there. But yeah, just a bunch of chapter books. We do actually have room down the bottom. Probably I could go through those files. I think I've got like piano music in there that doesn't really need to be in there anymore. But yeah, just, oh, and like math manipulative boxes are in there. I try and keep the prettier stuff in this bookcase just because it's like seen in the living area. But this is where I do all my read alouds and things like that. And then our piano is here. Love my piano. This is an electric piano. I purchased that probably almost a couple years ago now, and I really love it. And then something new in our schoolroom this year is this chalkboard, which is actually a magnetic chalkboard, and I looked for one for ages because I wanted one with a pretty frame, and I'm very pleased with it. I got it off of catch.co.nz, which is like an Australian New Zealand site, but I'm very pleased with that. I can try and link a similar one on Amazon or Etsy. I looked on both places, so if you're in the States, it's probably better to get them there. But I've got one there, and then I've actually also got one down low there. So this is where I plan on displaying a lot of our, for instance, like this is for our picture study this year coming up, and this is for our art, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and then that's one of the Bible verses we're learning, and so I just have that there so we can see it and be conscious of it a lot. And then this is where a lot of the stuff happens, is where I end up taking a lot of pictures. This is our dining space. And my husband built in these window seats, I think in 2020. It was like a 2020 project. And then I made the cushions to go on top of them, and there is storage all in there. I don't actually have much homeschool stuff stored in there anymore because if I'm not using it a lot, I just put it out in the garage in like plastic tubs. Sometimes I'll put stuff in there, but mostly it's like, I don't know, just stuff that we have to hang on to, but I don't really want out anywhere. So this is where we do a lot of our school. It works really well. And then here is the other magnetic chalkboard you can see. I got like a little magnetic holder here so that I could keep, I just use chalk pens, like chalk markers, instead of having the chalk dust everywhere. So that is where, so that's probably where we'll, I don't know, do a lot more day-to-day stuff, because the other one's more for display purposes. And then the last thing I was going to show you in here is this basket. So this is my basket. I wouldn't necessarily call it a morning basket because it's kind of like my everything basket. But I've got like our read aloud in here, everything. That's for our scripture memory, our hymn study, poetry, history. I've got our book of centuries in here. That's from Anna Vance, and I've always got a link to Anna's store in my description because I love her stuff. Bible storybook. This is my planner, so this is my weekly lesson plans. And then I've got our science in here. our pictures for picture study. What else do I have in here? This is a book which I've referred to. I'm using this along with our habit study this year. It's got like a whole bunch of verses in it. And then I've got this poetry book, habit study, another poetry book here. And then what's in the end? We've got our geography that we're doing and nature study. And I think I've got the second nature study book in there as well. So it's literally like everything that I'm going to be using this year. So that is our homeschool space. Our kitchen is like right here, and I'm not showing it to you because I haven't cleaned it up at all. But just so you know, I'm a real person who lives in a very messy home. This space is usually very messy because it's very much lived in by 5 people. I love this space. It's sunny, it's small, but we make do. And yeah, because look, here's some reality for you. That's all the stuff I picked up and put into a pile. Because all my kids' toys and everything, that was spread all over the floor from here to there. So just in case you ever feel like you're inadequate, you're not. My house is messy too, and because we live in it. And that's what people do. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour. If you have any questions for me or anything that I missed that you would have preferred me to show, I don't know, let me know and I will do my best to help with that. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
The world had more of your smile. What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach every